Welcome to A New Human Story. In this series, I'm speaking with young changemakers who are creating a better world for people and planet. Today, I'm so excited to be speaking with Madhvi Chittoor, who calls herself the No Styrofoam Ninja, right on her t-shirt there.
Yes.
And she is the founder of Madhvi for Ecoethics. It is an organization that's on a mission to reduce plastic and styrofoam pollution and inspire others to do the same. She's just done some incredible things. So I'm just going to read a few highlights here because I'm just so impressed. She speaks at environmental awards or events across the country and even shared the stage recently with Greta Thunberg at Denver's Global Climate Strike. Madhvi has led in 3 bills being introduced into law. That's amazing. And as a lawyer, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe at your young age you've been able to do that. That bans styrofoam containers and single-use plastics in restaurants and grocery stores statewide. That's amazing. And has successfully petitioned her Denver area school district to replace styrofoam lunch trays with compostable ones, which is so important. This move, get this, will eliminate 7.6 million styrofoam trays from the landfill each year. And I've recently just found out that Madhvi was awarded the best up-and-coming peacemaker by world-famous Billion Acts Peace Jam Foundation, which is backed by 14 Nobel Peace Prize laureates. Wow, that's just amazing. Congratulations, Madhvi. It's very much well-deserved.
Thank you.
So first of all, I want to know what inspired this No Styrofoam Ninja that you have on your t-shirt. How did you come up with that name?
I went to Taekwondo and I learned Taekwondo classes, and that made me get inspired, and I named myself the No Styrofoam Ninja.
Wow, so you're just fighting the good fight as a peaceful warrior for this cause, eh?
Yes.
That's amazing. So tell us a little bit about how you got started and a little bit on your background. I mean, you started when you were 6 years old advocating for eco ethics. What brought that about?
Well, when I first came to know of the plastic pollution when I was 5 years old. I decided to raise awareness by writing a book called Is Plastic My Food? It's available on Amazon.com. Then I wanted to do more. I founded a non-profit organization, Madhvi for Ecoethics, to reduce plastic and styrofoam pollution and inspire others to do the same. Then I worked with my district congressman, Mr. Ed Perlmutter, and the governors of Colorado, Mr. John Hickenlooper and Mr. Jared Polis, to have April declared as Plastic and Styrofoam Pollution Awareness Month in Colorado.
Wow. All right. So you were really touched by the fact that there was all this plastic pollution in the food. And a lot of people don't even know about that. I mean, the fact that there's so much plastic in the food that we eat.
Yes.
Wow. So that's something that I think people need to know more about. Okay, Madhvi. So what inspired you to begin to create this change?
Um, when I was 5 years old, I watched a CNN documentary called Midway, the Plastic Island. It showed how the plastic waste is going to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, and albatross and other aquatic animals just ate it and like just killing them.
So it's ending up in their bodies and they're eating
Yes,
all this garbage.
yes, it doesn't digest and it just stays inside their stomachs and just kills them.
That's awful. So that was when you saw that it inspired you to begin to do something about it.
Yes,
That's really great. So, that's a message to young people, right? That if people are having a hard time finding their passion and what they really want to make a change about, start to look at what are the issues around you that really affect you, right?
yeah, you have to like look for issues and then you can just find your passion like that.
Mm-hmm. That's very good. Very good answer. So tell me a little bit about, you were saying in one of your videos that you faced a lot of criticism in getting petitions signed and some of the work you do. How do you overcome that in your work?
Well, if things don't go my way, I just breathe and I don't give up. I breathe, I pray to God, and I just give a few minutes for me to meditate.
Wow. That's very strong and determined, eh? It's not always easy being a change maker, huh? Sometimes you face some hard challenges, but you can't give up, right?
Yes.
That's great. So, maybe do you have any advice for young people who are starting out and who maybe are feeling like it's too hard or they don't know where to begin?
Yeah, I would suggest 5 things that young people could do to become a change maker. Number one, know their passion well. I researched on plastic pollution a lot and thought about how I can bring about change. Number two, never fear criticism and failure. I faced a lot of criticism when I wanted to get signatures and in social platforms like the next door initially, but I did not give up. Number three, keep persevering to change. It takes a lot of effort to follow up and make the change happen. Number four, spread awareness about the problem. I spoke in many climate rallies and environment events to spread awareness about plastic pollution. Number five, team up to solve. I led 2 signature campaigns. One for my school district to switch from styrofoam to compostable trays, and second to bring 3 bills in the Colorado legislature to ban styrofoam containers, single-use plastic bags, and flatware from restaurants in Colorado.
That's amazing. So, do you see the impacts of the work you've done? Does it inspire you when you go to school and you see, wow, there's been a change and there's no more plastic or styrofoam? Does that make you really proud?
Yes, it does. It really does.
Yeah, and people talk about it. Have people gotten involved? When you talk
Yes.
about teamwork, are you building teams of people who are doing the same now and getting behind this cause?
Yes.
Do you have any experiences you want to share with us on seeing the impact of your work?
Yes, I went back home from school and I was very excited. We were eating snack and I told my mom that they made the switch from the styrofoam trays to the compostable paper trays, and like my friends and like other people really said, wow, this is a very awesome tray, it's so cool. They said like that.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. So people at school were excited and they were noticing the difference.
Yes, yes.
That's amazing. Oh, I love that story. That's great. So, all the things that people can do, you say, making a difference can be big or small, but just anything that you can do to make a difference, right? What would you tell young people who want to make a difference?
Well, I would say that you should just be kind, and making difference is just making someone else's day. It's just by being important to them or matter to them. It could be humans or plants or animals, but in their life by doing small and big acts of kindness. For example, every day students were taking lunch in styrofoam trays in school cafeterias. A small amount of that styrene, a declared carcinogen, was leaking in their food and posing a threat to their health in the long term. I stopped this. I really made a difference to their health in their lives.
That is amazing. That's so great. And you talk about how climate justice is also social justice because it affects us. It affects our health. And, nature doesn't produce any waste. If you look at what you can learn from the natural world, it's pretty amazing. It actually just, like you said, the animals eat the waste from other animals. And talk a little bit about this. Tell us a little bit what you've learned from nature and how nature deals with waste.
Well, really, the food. If something dies, it like the nature just ingests it and makes a circular cycle. And but the humans have gone on a rampage, and they just used all of the nature's resources.
Exactly. I mean, we can learn a lot from nature's intelligence and how nature does things better, right? And so by taking care of our planet, we can also learn something from our planet and all start to do things a little bit more sustainably going forward. So that's great. I love that you were inspired by that to build your project. So, we're talking in this series about change makers who are creating a new human story, a new vision for our planet. And so in your mind, with all this work you're doing, what is your vision for a better world?
Well, I want a world where there is equality, no discrimination, where everyone has access to clean water, air, soil, and food, where we coexist with wildlife and nature, and where we live in a zero waste economy. In nature, the waste of one species is consumed by another species, thus bringing balance. For example, we exhale carbon dioxide and the plants use that for photosynthesis. But humans have gone on a rampage of our natural resources, polluting everything and causing climate change in the name of economic development. Climate justice is social justice and intergenerational justice.
Very well said. It's a very wise vision for the future. And I believe we can get there because people like you are making the steps needed to make this change. So how do you feel about this award that you're getting from this foundation? Are you excited?
Yes, I was very excited. I was humbled and I was honored about this award that the billionacts.org Peacetime Foundation, backed by 40 Nobel Peace Prize laureates, have, have chosen me to be the best up and coming peacemaker.
Yeah, that's very inspiring. That's amazing that young people can really make that kind of a change. So, you're fighting for the well-being of the planet and the health of the natural world and the animals and the oceans and the water and all the planet. What is one thing that has inspired you or that you love about the natural world, about the planet? Do you have an experience that was really impactful for you?
Yes, I had a big experience. I had gone on vacation to Exmel, Mexico, and there were hundreds of pretty butterflies of various colors fluttering around. They were not scared of me standing, and they were just circled around me. Also, there were lots of iguanas wandering around on the ground, not worried about the humans around. It was very beautiful to watch them. So I named Uxmal as the land of butterflies and iguanas.
That's amazing. It is beautiful, right? And that's what we're fighting for, is to protect that beauty.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay, Madhvi. So I hear you're also supporting and collaborating with Indigenous communities. Tell me about that.
We are collaborating with many indigenous communities and supporting them in preserving the Arctic Wildlife Refuge and the Stop Line 3 Bridge Pipeline campaign.
Wow, that's great. I know that the Indigenous nations definitely appreciate the support that they can get. So thank you
Yes.
for your help. That's great. Okay, Madhvi, is there anything else you want to share with people?
Yes, I want you all to know about this campaign. I want you to sign my petition in my nonprofit's webpage. It's www.madvi4ee.com.
And what's the petition for?
The petition is for making sure that we all ban the styrofoam, the single-use plastic bags and flatware, and glyphosate for all the presidents, prime ministers, and royals around the world.
Wow, so this is an around the world campaign you're running.
Yes,
Wow, that's huge. All right. So you need to get as many signatures as you can get.
yes, definitely.
Okay, so I urge everyone out there, get on her site and sign the petition so that we can finally, once and for all, bury and get rid of all styrofoam across the world. Now, that would be amazing. And I think that's one thing that we can all do together. All
Yes,
right. That sounds amazing. Well, thank you very much. You have a beautiful heart and a very, very determined and passionate mind and soul. So we're all very lucky to have you be such an incredible change maker for us all. So thank you for all your work, Madhvi.
You're welcome, and thank you too for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, and we look forward to hearing more of all the exciting things that you're doing.